morning everyone and welcome back to this week's weekly weigh-in results for Slimming World. I'm just going to throw it out there straight away. I had a McDonald's this week. Are you disappointed? Don't be too disappointed. I wasn't disappointed in myself. I actually went out for breakfast with Ali one morning, and even on the way there it was just intended for him to have a McDonald's, but then I got there and just the thought of hash browns just made my mouth salivate. My mouth was watering by the time I got in there. So I just decided I'm going to have a McDonald's breakfast. And I did. And I didn't feel guilty about it. I didn't fall off plan, so to speak. I wasn't struggling. I wasn't disappointed in myself. I wasn't eating it knowing that I was going to live to regret it. I just wanted to have a McDonald's breakfast. It wasn't the worst mistake in the world. I did have a few moments throughout the rest of the week where I was like, oh God, that's really going to badly affect my result on the scales this week. But by the time it came to weigh-in this morning, I actually wasn't too bothered. In fact, even last night, I was like, you know what, even if it's let me gain some weight, it's fine. I just enjoyed the time with my son. And not that that's an excuse. I could have just sat there and had some sort of coffee while he had the breakfast and everything. I would have enjoyed the time that we were spending together anyway, because Ali and I had not been out for quite a while for any sort of food or takeaway, or we've not been on any trips or anything really this year that I can remember. We did go out like July and August for quite a few meals when they were doing that 50% off offer or something, but it was just nice. It was half term for him as well, so I just wanted to give him a little treat because he hadn't done anything all week. I was working all week. And when I wasn't working, I was kind of just resting because of my back. My back's still sore, by the way. It's much better than it was this time last week, but that's the reason I'm still standing, because it still just hurts a lot to sit. And I use all my bum muscles for sitting when I'm editing my videos. Anyway, like I said, I really enjoyed my McDonald's. I didn't feel like I'd failed or anything. I just really wanted a flipping McDonald's, and sometimes it's exhausting saying no to all the things that we love, and it's a constant battle. It is a constant daily battle. Breakfast, lunch, dinner and after dinner when I'm trying not to eat. Some days it's easier and some days it's a lot harder, but it's just exhausting sometimes saying no. So on this occasion I just decided, screw it. I'm going to have a McDonald's breakfast because that's what I want. And it didn't eat me up with guilt all week. Like I said, I had a few moments where I was like, oh, is it going to affect my weight on the scale? But sometimes we just get too preoccupied with what the results on the scales are saying. I have had some really good losses the last few weeks. I am dead proud of myself. I didn't set out to sabotage any loss that I've had in the last few weeks. But if it was going to be a gain, it was going to be a gain. I had made peace with that. And because I knew I had my McDonald's last week, I did try and be a little bit better with the way I was eating and everything this week. I mean, I think I have been pretty good the last few weeks. I feel that I've been pretty good with my eating and that the last few weeks, especially last weekend when I wasn't feeling great. I still managed to not eat after my dinner at night time. But to try and salvage things just a little bit where I could, I did try and keep my sins as low as possible. Well, I say that, I just aimed to keep my sins under 10 a day, which I think I did for the rest of the week after that. I did definitely keep it under 10 sins. Before that, I think on Friday I had 13 or 14 sins. Yeah, and then obviously Saturday when I had my McDonald's, I was way over my sins. By the way, talking about sins, I did write the sins for the McDonald's down. So I had a double sausage and egg McMuffin. I actually had it without the egg because I'm really weird about other people cooking my eggs. So I just had a double sausage McMuffin, and that was 28.5 sins. I think the egg would have been sin-free, or maybe like a sin or something if they use oil in it. I don't know how they cook it. But it was 28.5 sins I counted for that double sausage and egg McMuffin. And then I had 2 hash browns, not 1 but 2. Oh, I was living for the hash browns. And they were 4.5 sins each, which was 9 sins because I had 2. So altogether it was 37.5 sins for my McDonald's, which I was actually a little bit surprised about. I thought it was going to be way over 50 sins for the breakfast that I have. So it made me feel a little bit better that it was under the 50 sins, and I did still have like a few, I think at the time I had my McDonald's, I was at, by including the McDonald's and the sins I'd had on Friday, I think I was at like 51 sins or something like that. So I did still have good 54 and a half to play with for the rest of the week. I did obviously go over my sins for the entire week when I include the McDonald's. I think I was about 10 sins within the 10 sins. I can't remember. I did write it down, but I've not got that information with me at the minute. I think I was within 10 sins over for the week. Within that, I wasn't any more than 10 sins. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, enough about McDonald's. I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody and making you guys want a McDonald's. Please, 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 please do not feel that I am encouraging people to go and have a McDonald's breakfast when they're following the Slimming World plan or any weight loss plan. I am not doing that. I'm just telling you this is what I did. I am being 100% honest with you. I had a McDonald's breakfast. Anyway, moving on from the McDonald's, like I said, I kept my sins as low as I could. I was under 10 sins for most of the week, apart from before the McDonald's. And then, what else happened this week? Anything else? Well, something that bugged me, or was kind of playing on my mind actually, I should say, more than the McDonald's that I had, was I made my brother laid my carpets this week. Well, he laid some of my carpets this week. We're getting there. He needs to come back and do some more this week coming. To thank him and sort of pay him for laying my carpets, I made him a homemade pesto pasta thing, and I was making the homemade pesto and I had to keep trying it because I do it to taste. I make my homemade pesto to taste. Like, I have the base ingredients and all that, and then I make it up and then I say, oh, it needs more garlic or it needs more basil and olive oil. So I was dipping my finger in and trying it and everything, and it was really annoying me that I had to do that. I had to keep tasting it because, well, it wasn't annoying me that way that I had to keep tasting it, but like, I didn't know how to count the sins or anything for that. So I felt that that might end up taking me over my sins for that day, but I don't know. I don't even know how many times I dipped my finger in and tried it. But there was like olive oil and pecorino and pine nuts that are in there that are sinned. So, but I didn't know how to count the sins for that. I didn't. What did I do? I can't remember what my sins were for the day. I think my sins were 8.5 for the day. And although I was trying to keep them under 10, that gave me like a good 6.5 sins. No. Yeah, 6.5 sins that I could use for dipping my finger in. You know what I mean? 6.5 sins for dipping my finger in. I allowed myself for that. But that was actually worrying me more than the McDonald's breakfast. It was like trying and tasting the pesto. But apart from the McDonald's and the pesto, everything else has been great this week. I'm still not eating after my dinner at night. I am actually coping with that surprisingly well. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I'm not even feeling very hungry anymore. I'm not even thinking about it most nights. I've just switched my brain off from thinking, oh, what can I have now? Oh, what snacks can I have? Oh, I've got like so many sins left to play with today. What can I have? Because I feel like sometimes I was getting to that time of day, like where it was like a supper time or snack time or something in the evening, and I was like, oh, how many sins do I have? Or I was deliberately leaving myself sins that I could have snacks with. But I am trying to use a lot more sins and have more snacks, like with lunch and dinner and everything. Try to use a lot of sins there. I'm sorry if I completely just cut off there. The door went and it was the postman delivering some packages, which always happens when I'm trying to film a video. Something always seems to happen. Anyway, let's just go and take a look at what the scale said this week. So you may notice that we're in a different location. I finally got my floors laid in my bathroom so I can bring my scales back into my bathroom rather than my bedroom. I did recalibrate them and all that this morning before I'm going to weigh in, because obviously the bedroom is carpet and in here's vinyl and that. I thought it might just give a different result or that, so I did recalibrate them. So last week when I stepped on the scale, there you go. Last week when I stepped on the scale, I was 10 stone 5.2. So let's see what I am this week. Right. I'm sorry if you catch sight of my toilet in there. My toilet. What the hell else would it be, Tracy? It's just, this is the most level part. It's kind of a bit, goes up a little bit of a slope there. So this is the most level part of my bathroom. Anyway, let me stand on these scales. Let's see what they say. Oh, you can see my reflection. $10 stone 4.4. I am so flippin' chuffed I had a loss. It was just over £0.5. My loss was 0. Oh, by the way, I bought this a good few months ago, 3 or 4 months ago or something, from Amazon, and I intended to use it, but then we've been decorating and, you know, all the Christmas stuff that's been coming in and going in the cupboards, it got lost amongst all that, and then I had to rake out my Christmas cupboard the other day because I put something for Ali's birthday in there and I couldn't find it. So I had to take everything out, and I found this amongst the stuff. I was like, oh my god, I've been looking for this for ages. It was in my Christmas cupboard. Anyway, my loss this week was 0.8 of a pound, so just over £0.5. Flipping ecstatic considering the pesto pasta and the McDonald's. And that brings my total loss to £3 stone £8. Sorry, can you see that? £3 stone, so I'm talking rubbish. £3 stone £13.6, and I've got £4.4 left to go till target. Also got 0.4 of a pound left to go till I reach my 4 stone milestone. I don't usually set myself a target to lose each week. I just think it ends up in failure. I don't want to be disappointed each week with what I lose. I just want to be happy with what I do lose, if I lose anything. And I don't think since I've been at group in 2019, January, February, March, I was at group in 2019. I don't think I've ever set myself a weekly target to reach since then. But I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys, and I am going to set myself a target for next week because I want to reach that 4 stone milestone. I'm going to set myself a target to lose £0.5 by next week. Just £0.5, because that's all I need to bring me up to my 4 stone milestone. I don't actually even need the full £0.5, but I'm going to set the target as £0.5. You know me, every week I've had a £0.5 loss, I've been happy. Any week that I get a loss, I'm flipping ecstatic because it's just all going in the right direction. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me say that kind of thing, but that's just the way I look at it. I want to be as positive as I can about my weight loss journey. I just don't want to set myself up for failure, like I said, and end up being miserable every week because I'm not reaching that £2 goal that I've set myself or whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to set a target for next week. In saying all that, it is only £0.5. I should be able to get a £0.5. I regularly lose £0.5 before the last few months anyway. I was regularly losing £0.5. So that is my target for next week. Anyway guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time this week. I know I tend to babble quite often. I do want to say a big massive thank you to Rebecca J, who gave me a shout out on her channel along with many other YouTubers, but she did list me as one of the channels that she watches, so I'm really happy about that. And if you came over from Rebecca's channel, thank you so much for subscribing. If you don't follow Rebecca, I don't know why you wouldn't be. She has a lot more subscribers than I do, but I will link her channel below. She has one of the loveliest Welsh accents. I flipping love her accent, and she's just really nice and does some great Slimming World friendly meals if you want to go and check them out. She does what I eat in a day, so she uploads daily as well. And as you're watching this, there is only 2 weeks and 1 day left to enter my giveaway. It closes on the 16th of November. I always get the date wrong. I know what date it is. I always get it wrong when I say it in a video. So I will link that video up above. You can only enter via that video, so please go and check it out if you haven't entered my giveaway yet. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.